Okay, this tutorial is going to be the first in a series I'm going to do, walking you through the stages in producing quotes and invoices for your customers. So as with all areas of the site, anything to do with interacting with your customers, you'll find it under My Jobs and Customers. Okay, so in this case, we're going to be producing a quote for one of our customers, but the same principles apply for producing invoices and credit notes. So to produce a quote for one of your customers, click on Customer Quotes, and this will take you to a page displaying your current list of quotes you've got on the go for your customers. So you can see I've only got one in here, but over time you'll have hundreds, if not thousands, and you have these options here where you can search for quotes within a certain date range, etc. Okay, so we're going to start a completely new quote, so we're going to click the Create New button. And this is going to open up essentially a quote form. So it's a new quote form where you enter in the details around the job you're quoting for. So the title, so this is essentially just the name of the job. So in here I'm just going to type in toilet installation. Okay, then you've got a validity period. By default, it defaults to today's date and will be valid for 1 month. I'm going to change that. I actually want to make it only valid up until the end of this month. Then the status, this is whether the quote's been sent, accepted, etc. Now we've only just started it, so it's definitely just in progress. The type of document, so whether you're producing a quote, an invoice, or a credit note, so we're producing a quote in this case. And then the document number. Now the document number, if you leave this blank, this will automatically increment. So the next one you do will be document number 3, 4, 5, etc. And the markup basis. Now this is whether you want to do a cost plus quote or retail less. So a cost plus quote means that you put a margin on top of your cost price, and a retail less quote means that you discount a little bit off our selling price. So you're giving your customer a discount off the retail price. Okay, so in this case, we're actually going to use a retail less basis, and we're going to say retail less 10%. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you need to choose who the quote's coming from. So I mean, it's always going to be coming from you. So you click on the Select button and choose your address from the list of available options. If you haven't set up your address, you'll need to just watch our tutorial on formatting your company address. Once you've set it up, you can see there it appears in the From Address box along with the logo that will appear on your quote or your invoice. Next thing you need to do is you need to choose who the quote is for. So if you've done work for the customer before in the past, you can just click the Select option and choose them from here. So for example, I might be doing some work for the Prime Minister. Click Search. And then I can choose whether it's for the Australian or the New Zealand Prime Minister. If it's a completely new customer who you've never done any work for before, just click the Add New button and then put the customer's name in here. So for example, it might be a toilet installation for Shane Warne, and the contact name might be Liz Hurley, and the address might be the MCG, and that's in Melbourne, Victoria. Email shane@textme.com.au, and phone number 123 456 789. You can put a fax number in there if you want. I'm just going to leave that for now. Okay, so once you've entered in those details, click the Save button. And not only will that customer now be added into the quote that you're working on, it'll also be added into your online client list, so that if you're doing a quote again in the future, you just have to click the Select button and you can select to do work for them again. Okay, so once you've entered in all of that, you then need to just put in the terms and conditions for the quote. So if you have some very specific terms and conditions that are just specific to this particular quote, you could enter them in here. In this case, I've got some default terms already set up, and I'm going to choose my default quote terms, which is just valid until the end of the month. Job description, so I'm just going to type in here toilet installation. Any comments, for example, I don't know, does not include jacuzzi. Any notes? Now notes are basically little comments you want to make around the quote that you're doing, and these won't actually appear on it. They're only visible to you. And finally, you might want to set the output options. So this is where if you're doing a cost plus quote, you wouldn't want to show high detail because that would actually show your markup. So you'd want to use one of the low detail options. Now we're doing a retail less quote, so we actually want to show the discount because that's a positive thing. A signature panel, so you might want to get the customer to sign the quote to accept it, and then your name. So I'm just going to put in my name in here. Okay, and once you've done that, I'm going to click the Save button. And you can see there, essentially what I've done is I've actually added the header information on my quote. So if I produce this quote now and have a look at it, and we open it up, just wait for it to open. Okay, you can see there basically what I've done is I've produced the skeleton of a quote. So you can see there's the customer details, there's my logo, there's my company details there, there's the quote details. But you'll see there in the body, there's no items in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this tutorial, and the next tutorial I'm going to do is showing you how to add items into your quote.